Hello everyone, I'm Skratch. Welcome to the channel. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. In today's video, guys, we're going to take the new fusion champion Ugir for a test drive. We're going to see what the champion is made of. Of course, we are currently on the test server. That might explain the reason why I have 2 million gems. I wish I could transfer some on my main account. And a quick intermission, guys. We have an account giveaway. Big shout out to Brony for actually donating his account to our cause. And he is pretty damn loaded, let me say that. Just looking at the shard count, look at that. You even have a chance to get a mythical champion. 99 ancient shards, 58 voids, 2 sacred shards. All you gotta do to enter the giveaway, guys, make sure you smash a like and be a subscriber of the channel. And of course, let me know in the comments down below with these specific words. I want the account, just to know that you are entering the giveaway, because when I'm filtering the comments, I gotta make sure I'm getting the right persons that are interested in the account. I know not every single one of you guys are interested to play another account. Let's quickly check the account. So level 196 on the Great Hall, which is definitely pretty good. You're almost close to maximum. The tavern, lots of brews in here, a few barrels, a few chickens, a few books as well, so you can actually burst some in CVC as well. 66 million of silver, 4.9k gems, and we do have a few soul stones in here. We have some souls in the collection as well, of course. And when we are talking about champions, ladies and gentlemen, we do have some very nice ones. Oh, I misclicked it. Hide. There we go. We have Warlord, we have Cardiel, we have Brockney, we have Helicat. We have a lot of awesome champions. Rotos, for example, Double Valkyrie. Pretty solid account. Ninja as well. So if you didn't have a chance to collect Ninja because you weren't playing the game, you will have a chance to earn an account with some of the best champions in the game. Brogni, very solid pass fusion as well. And a lot of awesome epics. You have Geomancer, you have a Seer, of course. And I'm pretty convinced you're going to have a very solid clan boss team as well. But we're going to check that in just a second. More champions right here. UDK, Dracomorph, Yoshi Drankard, another Brogni, because why not? Maneater right there for you guys. Inquisitor Shamael for Hydra. Tons of Geomancers in here. We have, of course, Ronda. You have Yannicka. You have Deliana. You have, what's his name? Shamrock. I actually forgot his name for a second. A lot of epics. And if we're gonna check the vaults as well, you see we have a lot of rare champions in here and a lot of food, plus more legendary champions. You have Cupidus, which is still a very solid champion. Another Foley, Artek, of course. You have a Mortu Macabre, you have a Ghostborn. So definitely a very stacked account, very nice champions. Tumesia too. Damn, actually a lot of champions in here. And let's have a quick look at the clan boss team. We're not gonna do a run, guys. I'm quickly gonna check the team, you know, just so we have an idea of what we can actually expect. Seems like the keys are done. Let me just quickly check it. So there we go. This is the team. Isn't unkillable, but is with Nalhern and with Roshkar, which is pretty interesting. Of course, you can make something different if you guys want to. But if you guys want the account, let me know in the comments down below. I will be extracting the winner in a few days. Make sure you're keeping an eye on future videos, because I'm not going to do a special video just to announce the winner. I usually put it at the beginning of a different video and on the community tab on my YouTube page. And that's how I'm going to be able to hand you the account. But let's get back into the video. Big shout out to Brony again. Some of you might be going for the fusion. Some of you might not. The requirements for the summon rush will definitely have an impact for the majority of people. I'm very curious to see it myself, because that will kind of like decide if I'm going for it or no. I still can't get over the fact that this champion looks like an orc, more or less. So the design is awesome, guys. Top notch. They're always doing a great job with it. He's going to counter Pythian, how you may notice. And of course, not to forget, he's going to be an amazing counter for Broadma from the Lizardman faction as well. And the base stats on the champion are actually pretty good. Let me just move a bit my head out of the way so you guys can see better. 22k HP, he's a HP-based champion, right? 1.3k defense, 105 speed, which is not bad. And you have 40 resistance and 20 accuracy. Now, when we're talking about the skills, for whoever is not familiar with the champion yet, we have an accuracy aura for arena. And I I do want to mention that you do need to have him fully booked if you really want to get the most value out of the champion, especially the A2. If you don't have him fully booked, it's only a 75% chance to apply the debuff and remove the buffs from the enemies, sorry. Same with the A1, only an 80% chance for block buffs and to steal a random buff, which is still pretty good at 80% chance. And then this will just decrease the cooldown. Same with the passive as well. So basically, you're going to make it a 1-turn cooldown. The A1 has a chance to steal a random buff and to place block buffs on an enemy for 2 turns. The A2 attacks all enemies. This has a 0.25 multiplier, so we're going to check that as well in a damage build, because I honestly think that if I would use this champion, I would definitely try to have him like that. But I'm going to share with you guys a couple of different builds, and we're going to take him in for a spin in Arena. We're going to see what he can do in Faction Wars, even though, I'll be honest, the boss on stage 21 doesn't revive, so it's not necessarily the best champion to use in there. We're going to see what he can do in Hydra with a team that we're going to build around him. And yeah, we're going to see what the champion is actually made of. Now, right here, you're getting increased accuracy on all allies on a 3-turn cooldown, which is pretty nice. Same with the buff strip is on a 3-turn cooldown. Then either an increased defense, either an increased attack based on your champion. So if you have champions that have higher attack, they're going to get increased attack. If you have champions that have higher defense, they're going to get increased defense. So this will benefit your nukers a lot, regardless if they are defense-based or in attack ones. And this is probably the most unique thing on his kit, because he's bringing increased accuracy and increased defense at the same time. So if you're using champions like Harima, Ragash, etc., you will basically give them increased defense and increased accuracy. It will benefit them a bit. So that's definitely not a bad thing at all. The passive, whenever an enemy is revived, instantly activates the A2. If an enemy is revived by a champion from the Lizardman faction, the effects cannot be resisted, so you don't need accuracy. The passive effect will only activate when an enemy is revived using an active skill. So it's not going to count for passives like Sun Wukong, how we initially thought, or at least I thought that when I was just reading what Plarium said before I saw the kit. Instantly activating the A2 will not place the skill on cooldown, which is great. So if there are multiple champions, only one will activate the skill. At the moment, I have him built on full perception. So I'm going to share with you guys the most general build for Arena, because the main thing that you need to achieve is to have similar stats. Now, the set can be stone skin and the perception, speed and perception. Can be just accuracy, can be immunity and something else, you know, as long as you're kind of like going for the right vibe. I'm going to share with you a build that will counter polymorph in the lower tier. So basically, you need to prioritize some resistance, some accuracy. I wish he would have gotten an extra turn on the A3. That would have made this champion really, really good, because he was going to gain the extra turn and strip the buffs after. But like this, you're going to have to wait a turn if you're planning to basically buff the team before. But you're getting increased accuracy, which is going to be pretty good for you, and you don't need to worry too much about getting like insane accuracy. So that leaves you a bit of room to get some sort of resistance. Of course, if you're planning to directly strip the buffs and buff later, you're gonna need to make sure you're spot on with your accuracy. But I feel like 600 accuracy is gonna work fine in Gold 5 till you get close to Platinum, and it's gonna work just fine in the lower tiers in Tag Team Arena as well. So total stats on him, we have 57k HP, 4.2k defense, 290 speed, 372 resistance, 617 accuracy. I'll be honest, I would be more in my comfort zone with a bit of more resistance against polymorph, but because we are going to fight in the lower tiers, or at least the majority of you guys that will use the champion will, you don't need necessarily more than that. Like, most of the people, they were too lazy to change their builds, let's be honest, to put accuracy on their support champions if they have polymorph, so you're not going to have to worry so much about that in the lower tiers, unless you're looking to do Platinum Arena or Live Arena in the higher tiers, or Tag Team Arena where people actually really grind Arena, you know. But while you're progressing through the game, including Arena, you're not really going to have to stress so much with the resistance, so try to get a minimum of like 250 resistance and then focus on accuracy. Plus, you can add some glyphs to the gear. I actually stayed away from putting glyphs on all the gear just because I didn't want it to get the insane stats on the champion, you know. It's still pretty solid, but I kind of like stayed away. I love this amulet. I guess somebody can use it now if I'm gonna do the fusion. And Masteries, we have defense and we have support tree. So We have Retribution right here, and then we have Eagle Eye. So we're gaining more accuracy. You could go with Defiant to get more resistance, but that would kind of like mess up a bit your Blast Proof. You can go for Improved Pariah if you want and get that, but when you're coming down the tree, that will mess you up a little bit maybe if you're planning to change it completely. So you can go this, get Rejuvenation. So you get the extra 10 resistance, you know? And then you can come down from here and just keep the Blast Proof. And of course, if you have too much accuracy, you can always go and get Unshakable. So this is build number 1. We're going to go in Arena with this. And we could potentially go in Hydra with this as well. I see no reason why not. Or we could go with the damage build in Hydra and kind of like have a bit of a hybrid. I guess I'm going to decide while we're doing the runs in Arena. So we're going to try a couple of different teams for Arena. We are in Platinum Arena, guys, but it's the test server, so I don't have that many options, that many variations of teams available. And we're going to stay away from Marichka and Taras because that will completely destroy the champion, okay? Taras is going to counterattack. I don't have him built on Stone Skin, so he's instantly going to go to sleep, basically. But let's give it a go against this team for example, guys. We're going to have double nukering here. So we have Xena, who's going to get increased attack. We have Harima, who's going to get increased defense. If you let it go on auto, he's going to use the A3, basically. And the main thing here is you really want to be spot on with the champions that you're bringing in. Either you bring in a lockout with you, either you're getting prepared to have 2 nukers and quickly wipe them off as soon as they will revive again. Because if no, you might give them a chance to recover, you know, and that can be a bit of a problem. So you see, he actually stole the Stone Skin from UDK with the A1, which is nice. Now we're going to steal all the buffs from them or get close to it. For whatever reason, not sure what happened with that Harima, honestly. Why we didn't steal that from them. And okay, Rotos removed the provoke. Okay, so let's put him down to sleep. And let's let her revive now, okay? But I'm going to make sure I'm buffing to have increased attack and everything, you see? So again, he's using the skill to remove the buffs from them. And honestly, I have no idea why we're getting resisted with like 800 plus accuracy on Rotos and Harima, the 2 champions that have no resistance. I guess it's the 3% chance, you know? Either way, that doesn't matter that much, okay? So we took 2 of them down. Rotos coming in. Is he going to wipe all our team here? Probably he is. Or he got very close to it, you know? 3% chances, you know how it goes. So basically, Ugir gave us the increased attack, gave us the increased accuracy, gave us the increased defense, removed the buffs. You've seen how the passive comes in play. And yeah, I feel like it's definitely going to be much better if we have him built with some damage. So he can actually put them back to sleep as soon as they revive. If he has enough firepower in the kit, of course. But we're going to try that in just a second as well. I do want to try at least one more team like this with this format. So let's actually go against this team. Let's see how it's going to be played out. So let it go on auto buff. Okay, you buff as well. Okay. Okay, no, I was going to say don't kill her. Whew, thanks God. Thanks God we haven't lost her yet. And I want to make sure I'm going on UDK with her if I can. Can I? No. I'm going to kill that Duchess. I don't want to kill her though. Unfortunate. I thought that maybe she's gonna revive and we're gonna use the skill again. The good part is that it's not going on cooldown, you know. There we go, and be ready to buff again with the increased attack and increased accuracy. Now, I'll be honest, that increased accuracy doesn't help me at all in this team. Maybe when I'm trying to provoke somebody with higher resistance with Harima, but I'll be honest with you guys, in most of the cases, when you're building your Harima, you're gonna get 100, 150, 200 accuracy. And that increased accuracy won't be as impactful as you might think. If they have 300 plus resistance on their champions and you only have 200 accuracy, you're still going to get resisted regardless of that increased accuracy. I do think that can be a bit more helpful maybe in Hydra rather than Arena, honestly. But it's much better for attack champions like bomb champions and stuff like that, you know. So let's try to find another team that we can actually play out. We're going to go against his team because why not? Let's give it a go like this. And then we're going to try to use bomb a bomb team if we have the right opponent. Now this time around they have double revival, so this is a bit more interesting. I'm actually gonna try to fight this team again maybe, and what I'm gonna try to do is to let the revivers revive on and on and on. So let's just go A1 slowly here. Or actually, I could instantly just wipe that Duchess off and then take care of Marichka. That could be an option. Or maybe wipe them all off, or maybe wipe none off. That's another option that we have right here. Xena, what are you doing? So let me just wipe this Duchess, or get close to it, That strengthen helped her a bit. We stole it from her, so she doesn't have it now. It's my strengthen now. Do we have the cleanse? Thank you. And Duchess, go down. Good girl, good girl. Sit, Duchess, sit. Let's buff again. Increase attack, increase defense. And I'm gonna take Tormin down, that's fine. And what I want to do is to take Marichka, and then what's gonna happen is that her passive is gonna bring Duchess up. But actually, wait, it's not an active skill, so on Marichka it's not really gonna be effective. I forgot Marichka is a passive, so he's not gonna get his skill activated by it. But we're gonna let that Duchess revive, so it's fine. I was gonna say, let one revive, let the other one revive after. So here is good, you remove their continuous heal, you know, from Duchess, the Veil, so it's not a bad thing to have if you need something like this in your team. But I still find it fairly hard to drop a different champion that's more important in my team to use him instead, you know. And there we go, we wipe them off. Okay, so that's his passive in action. But we're gonna come back to it, guys, with the damage build in a second. Let's actually look for a team where we can use bombs. And very curious to see, can we... Not against Rotos, and Rotos is gonna be an issue here. But we're still gonna give it a go. And see. So Gaius benefits the most out of it. Yes, Harima, Ragash, and the rest, they still get benefits from it. But you're not gonna build them with high accuracy anyway. A bomb champion, on the other hand, really needs that increased accuracy and having the increased attack too. If not, the bombs don't do a lot of damage. So I thought that I might be faster. Seems like, unfortunately, I'm not. I'm gonna try to lock their skills, and instead of buffing, I'm gonna try to basically remove all their buffs and slowly try to buff. If that Rotos doesn't take like 2 million extra turns, you know. So we're gonna try to kill him like this. Not even close because we don't have enough damage. But right now we can buff, you know. We can buff right now. Maybe extra hit. Alika, no? Okay. So we buff. We got the increased attack. We got the increased accuracy. And my Gaius is about to take another turn and put the bombs on, you know. So that's the good part right here. And slowly let's just deal damage on whoever, you know. Yoshi can do a very similar thing. Yoshi has a speed aura as well. And yeah, he doesn't have any skill that removes buffs. He doesn't have the passive that if they revive, you jump on them to remove their buffs. So that's one thing to keep in mind. I guess it could be pretty useful against champions like Elva and Siphi, because they revive a single target with full turn meter and increase attack, which can be pretty dangerous if would be Rotos, for example. So then he would come in play and remove that increased attack, which might give you a chance to survive, but I'll doubt it. Like a Rotos, when a Rotos hits you, it doesn't matter if he has increased attack or not. So that's pretty dangerous anyway, you know. But there we go. So they still need to take another turn. Let's just use that skill anyway to put the weaken, more damage from the bombs, you know. Okay. You don't want to remove the buffs if they have Stone Skin, okay? Because if they have Stone Skin, you're gonna get wrecked by it. Maybe your bombs won't have enough firepower to kill the champion, okay? So you gotta leave the Stone Skin there. Trust me when I'm telling you that. Preferably, if you can, of course. Depending on what bomb champion you're using too. So let's try to find another team where we could potentially use bombs. So in this one, if I'm gonna remove my lockout. I'm going to put Warlord just to lock the Spirit Champions, you know. You do want to have a lockout. I don't have a Basher on my account, surprisingly. I don't know how I don't have a Basher, because I was definitely going to do a Basher instead. Seems like she got resisted. That's definitely a 3% chance. And let's buff. Okay. So that's a bit unfortunate, but you know what? We're not gonna use the skill just yet. We're gonna let them take their turns, and we're gonna do that after. Okay, weak hits. Okay, so we lost him, but that's fine. We're gonna revive in a second, and now we can actually see it good in action. So he's going to basically do that against us. You see, which is fine because now we're gonna do that against him. We have the weaken. We can heal a bit. Hopefully that Fortress won't take his turn before me. I don't have that increased accuracy at the moment, unfortunately, because we lost it how we died. But it's fine. His team had no resistance. We just got 3%ed on Warlord, so life is what it is when 3% happens. So now we can actually cleanse and take care of our own business, you know. Log them now again properly. There you go. And slowly let them go down. Okay, not enough damage on Timid the Fool, but we're gonna slowly do it. Okay, so he has no more Reviver because we killed the Reviver. Actually, the Reviver died because of the bombs, right? So let's strip those buffs that they have on. My God, that Fortress feels like he's at minus 100 speed. Why is he not taking his turn? What is he waiting for? What are you waiting for, Fortress? Okay. Okay. Let me give him some more bombs, because he said he wanted more. Let's buff again. Get what we need. I don't think I had increased attack when I've put them on Fortress, but that's fine. Let's use that again. Let's use that again. Keep them locked, and you go down and let the fight begin. Timid the Fool versus the new fusion. You know, it's kind of like old fusion, new fusion, going head to head. What I like about Timid is that his A2 is not going to get you polymorph. Now, if this new fusion would have had Timid's A2 instead of his A2, my God, it would have been amazing. It would have been amazing. Because that would have really meant that you're going to have a play against polymorph, you know? So I feel like we can do one more fight, but I'm trying to see against somebody where we can actually take a turn before they take a turn. And this one right here should work just fine with the bombs. Okay, so we have the stone skin. That's where you want to make sure you're not removing that from them, okay? So that UDK is pretty slow. But once the bombs will explode on him, okay, the stone skin is going to expire and he's going to take full damage. But if you're messing around with them, you might actually lose that. And look at that. Beautiful, Harima. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, actually. That you saved me some time, because I haven't used Gaius in so long, I forgot that that's his passive. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I miss actually bomb champions, man. Like Gaius and Lord Shazar in Arena. They were so fun at the beginning. So fun. And then Polymorph came and they ruined the whole fun for them. But there we go. My God, she's still alive. Okay, there we go. So, pretty interesting build like this. Let's actually quickly run a key on Hydra, guys, with this build. And I'm going to change the build to a damage one to go in a arena again. So we're going to go on hard just so we don't take a lot of time. And we're going to have a defense nuker. We're going to have an attack nuker. I actually haven't used Cena in a Hydra. I'm very curious to see what sort of damage she does. When we're talking about Hydra, I feel like if you don't have block buffs, just removing buffs is not good enough. Now, we have Artak for HP burn. We have strong affinities. He's going to get weak hits. We're not going to land the HP burn on everybody. Then he's going to detonate the HP burn, which will basically leave us uncovered to the Head of Blight and the Toxic Cloud, you know? So just removing buffs from them is not good, especially if they have that on, because we're going to weak hit and we're not going to remove buffs, Okay, the A1 can mess up your mischief target because of him stealing the buffs and putting them on himself, you know. So that again can create you some issues in Hydra. Like in this situation, he would remove the reflect damage, which is definitely not bad to remove it. You want to remove that because if not, your nukers might get wrecked. But I feel like there are better options for Hydra instead of him. It is very helpful for a lot of you guys to get an increased accuracy, the increased attack, and the increased defense on support champions in Hydra. You kind of want to have the increased defense on your nukers rather than your support champions because you don't want them to die in here. And that's where Mitrala comes in play, and I feel like she does a much, much better job than him in Hydra. Of course, she doesn't remove buffs. They work a bit different. A lot of you guys were curious to see if when a new Hydra head spawns out, if that's considered a revive. Is not, so he's not gonna proc the passive from that. Just to keep that in mind as well. Okay, Xena, 154k hit. Let's go. Give me more. Give me more of that. So how you may notice, we have Python in here, just in case to revive when needed, give me a bit of a cheeky heal, and at the same time, cleanse. Then we have my Molly. She's gonna be the provoke champion and mischief target at the same time. Then I have Mishinaki for defense down damage because he's a defense-based nuker. I wanted to bring in some damage from there too. And I have the Hex, of course. More decreased attack. He removes buffs too. But how I mentioned, him and her are in the same boat. When you have the Toxic Cloud on, you're going to weak hit, which means that you're not going to remove buffs from them. In a way, I wonder if it was maybe better, even for Arena, for him to don't attack the enemy, just to remove the buffs and land the debuff without attacking, because you don't get weak hits. If you're going against Marichka and Taras is not going to counterattack. If you're in here, for example, you're not going to hit weak hit on the Toxic Cloud, so you're still going to be able to strip the increased attack or whatever other buffs they might have, you know? So, in a way, I think that would have been maybe a better option, you know? So right there, I think we got a weak hit on the Head of Decay, or we got resisted because we didn't remove the ally protection. Okay. So far, so good. So he's basically here to be more of a supportive champion. Now, with the 0.25 multiplier from the A2, it's fairly decent. It's having half a Magnar, basically, in terms of damage, because that's what Magnar has, but a double hit. Very similar with Timid the Fool, same multiplier, so he's not really designed to be a damage dealer. But he does have 10% extra damage from books compared to Timid the Fool, and if you build him for damage, for Hydra, he can serve kind of like a double purpose, you know? Give you a bit of a support to the team and bring you some damage as well. So I feel like you could potentially use him. If you don't have Ugo, the epic champion that does defense down and block buffs, the clans, the leech with the A1 is definitely going to be a good option for you, because there are not that many block buff champions in the game that are really, really viable for Hydra, you know? We have a few, but not that many. So let's target this head to make sure we're going to rescue our Mishinaki. Thank you. Molly, are you going to provoke? What are you doing? Don't be lazy. Come on. Thank you. So we are at turn 49 with 15 million damage, which looks pretty interesting. I do want to test the damage on him, though. I'm very curious to see if we're going to be able to put some of the teams back to sleep, you know? I'm going to give him the gear from Magnar. I'm not going to go crazy to give him the Taraz gear or anything like that. But still, the Magnar gear is pretty nasty, and it's going to be a bit nastier on him as a legendary with higher stats. I'm curious if Xena out-damages my Mishinaki. Now, it's going to be a bit hard to see that just for the simple fact that we have the Hex. In cases like this, that's where he becomes really important. When you have the Head of Rat with increased attack, maybe the reflect damage, and you really want to get rid of those buffs from the enemy, that's where he really becomes important, you know? So let's see. Okay, he's buffing his stat. That's fine. Okay. Luckily, Artak put that decreased attack on him before. And when we have so many buffs, he complements Pythian so good because we have the damage reduction from Pythian's passive. I know he's meant to counter Pythian, but I just wanted to put them together in the same team. And, you know, and be like, shake hands, guys. Just make peace. We don't want to see war, just peace, you know. So that's why I decided to put them in the same team, you know. I'm supposed to bring Broadmine here too, because I guess he really counters Broadmine hard, right? Okay. Buffed again. Sometimes I wish that he would prioritize to remove the buffs, but at the same time, he's gonna overlap the enemy, so we're gonna be more than fine to remove the buffs from them. There we go. So we got that down, and we reached the damage. I'm not gonna let the run go, guys, because we're 6 minutes in. This will reach the turn limit most probably, and that will take us quite a while. It will take us a good hour, so let's actually go out of here and see the damage. So Ugir dealt more damage than Pythian. Clearly, he's the superior champion. We have Xena with 5.8, Artak with 4.4, Molly with 600k. She's the superior champion, actually. And Mishinaki with 10.6. Now, of course, the hacks help him a lot, so maybe just looking at it, I think he does deal more damage than Xena. Even raw damage, I haven't seen any crazy numbers from her. But Mishinaki can hit for like 400, 500, 600k on decapitated heads, you know. So definitely a pretty interesting result. But as an example, guys, you could use him in a team similar with this. You don't need to use the exact same legendary champions. Just try to basically bring the same buffs, debuffs to your team, and that can be pretty helpful. But let me quickly change the build on him, and we're going to move over to Arena to see if he can actually put them back to sleep as well. And here we are, guys. I'm going to move the gear from my Magnar to him now. That will leave me with one crit rate short, so I'm going to change the helmet to give him a helmet from a different champion that will give him enough crit rate. So I don't have to think about -1 crit rate. That stresses me out for whatever reason. I don't like the idea of having one less crit rate. So I'm quickly going to see. There we go. Perfect. We found what we needed. We're going to go like this. I quickly got to change the masteries as well because that's not done. And I'm still going to go with support, honestly, just to have that extra accuracy. Because why not? I'm not going to have any resistance whatsoever on this build. And in a way, it's almost a better idea to avoid having accuracy. So I'm kind of like in a pickle. Maybe it's better to have no accuracy at all, you know? I don't think I have high accuracy on him anyway. So let's go like this instead. Because if he deals damage, he's gonna deal damage and remove the buffs at the same time. So what's gonna happen then is that he's going to basically get polymorphed because we have no resistance. So that will not work even in the lower tiers where they have polymorph. Okay, so we're gonna give him Helm Smasher. And 1 second, my screen just got blacked out there for a second. And here we are. So in terms of stats, I haven't went all crazy on the HP. I haven't glyphed the gear. And total stats, we have 89k HP, 2.8k defense, 200 speed, full crit rate, 244 crit damage. And somehow, we still have quite a bit of accuracy. So let me just see if we change something from here to have no accuracy. If I even have an amulet without accuracy. I kind of doubt it, honestly. There we go. Perfect. We have one. So that drops some of the accuracy lower. I cannot get rid of the Great Hall one and stuff like this, but yeah. I feel like we're fairly good with the build. So if we're going to head over to Arena, again, we're going back to Arena. And we got to let them revive this time around, okay? And who should we go for? Let's see. Rotos is a bit annoying. So let's go against this dude right here. And we're going to go in this format. Yes. We're going to go in the exact same format. And hopefully this will work out. Let's see. I haven't gave him like the most insane stats, okay? Because I want you guys to see what sort of damage he's going to deal on decent gear, on good gear, but not like the craziest gear, you know. Nobody will run him like this in the very high-end arena, so it's pointless for me to put the best gear on him, you know? So let's actually try to go and get that Mitrala down. Okay. That was some weak sauce there. That was some weak sauce. Now, the main idea is he's a bit slower than the rest, so the whole buffing thing comes in play only after, you know? So let's do that. That Kendraphone gonna completely smack me. Seems like it. That's fine. Not a problem. I do have increased defense now. And that explains why I weak hit there on that Mitrala. I mean, weak hit. Not a weak hit, but was barely any damage, you know? Weak sauce rather than a weak hit. So we got resisted on that UDK. The plan works. Okay, we killed somebody. We killed somebody. I'm waiting for their revive now. So let's see. I'm very curious to see if we can smack them or not. Okay. Ah, no. Okay, my plan is a failure, guys. Forget about it. My plan is a failure. Like, that Kendraphone had no HP and we dealt no damage on him. That doesn't even feel like a 0.25 multiplier, man. Like, that definitely doesn't feel like a 0.25 multiplier, to be honest. That's actually rather odd. You know, it's something seems fishy here. Like, a 0.25 multiplier definitely looks better than this. Let me just be honest. You go down. Okay. Soon I'm not gonna have a foot to hit anymore. And I want that Duchess to revive again. So let's take her down. Let's see the damage on her. Yeah. That doesn't feel like a 0.25 multiplier. Never. It's actually so weird. Okay, she's dead now. But the damage, no. Forget about it. Scrap that off, guys. Scrap that off because it's a bad idea. Don't try to give him damage for Hydra either, okay? Because he might up a bit your damage by 1 million or 2, but it's definitely nothing insane. At least not what I was expecting from him anyway, you know? Like, with this build, I thought that he's gonna put in a bit of more work, you know? Like, 244 crit damage, full crit, 90k HP almost, you know? But that was all for this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think of Ugir, the Wyrmeater? And yeah, are you planning to go for the fusion? Let me know in the comments down below. Most probably, most of you guys will decide tomorrow. At least that's what I'm going to do, decide tomorrow. Don't forget to enter the giveaway. And let me know in the comments down below if you want the account. Appreciate all of you guys watching, and I'll catch you all soon in the next one. Peace.